Welcome to the class, student. Today we are going to discuss about binomial theorem part 3, and that is what multinomial theorem, right? Multinomial theorem relatedly we are discussing. Now you see here in multinomial theorem we have what majorly 3 points: how to find number of terms in multinomial, how to find coefficient, and the next one is greatest coefficient. These are the 3 things are there. Now you see, for better understanding, number of terms, you see, number of terms in suppose ax plus by plus cz to the power of n is there, right? Number of terms in this one. How to find? What I'll do, you see this one here, this is the first one. Now you see here, the number of terms relatedly means what I am doing here. Let us assume that I don't know anything. Now I am going to find that one. How? Treat this one as binomial, right? Treat this one as binomial, taking this one as one term and this is another term. I want to expand here. How I am expanding? You see, nc naught ax to the power of n plus nc1. Here ax to the power of n minus 1, by and cz to the power of 1. So nc2 ax to the power of n minus 2, by cz to the power of 2, right? So on. The last one is ncn by cz to the power of n. Right. Now you can say that, see, number of terms in this one, ax plus by plus cz whole to the power of n. Here, if you say that this is one term is there, only one term we have here. Here we will find 2 terms. How? This multiplied by y is one term, this multiplied by z is another term. That's why I'll say that 2 terms. In the third term, how many terms are there means, while expanding this, b square y square is one term, c square z square is another term, and bc yz is another term. So what we have here? 3 terms. So it is very clear that we are focusing on second one, right? So now you see how many terms are there? 2 is there means 3 we are writing. So n is there means we can write n plus 1 terms. So if you write here plus so on like this, that means clearly I will write. So number of terms in ax plus by plus cz to the power of n is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on plus n plus 1. By using the formula you can write here n plus 1 into n plus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, n plus 2 into n plus 1 divided by 1 into 2 also we can write. Okay, even though if you write here n plus 2 c2, no use of learning like this, sir. We solve this one, but is it a generalized one? No. How can you communicate with this here? 3 terms are there, n is there, this one. Yes, if you modify this, n plus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1, so you can agree with me. N is a what? Exponent. 3 means the number of terms in the given multinomial. Okay, in the expansion, internally, whatever the number of terms are there, that indicate 3. Now, people are going to accept. Now, you people are going to accept this one. So, generalized formula I can write. What is the generalized formula you see here? Okay, number of terms in some x1 plus x2 plus so on plus xr whole to the power of n is equal to, you can write n plus r minus 1 cr minus 1. Now you can use this as a formula. So you take one, 2 examples. Example, here if I said that number of terms in, see here, ax plus by plus cz I have taken whole to the power of 10. If I said, then is here 10 plus 3 minus 1 c 3 minus 1, that is 12 c 2, 12 into 11 divided by 1 into 2. How many terms are there means? We got it 6 terms are there. I'll take one more example. Second example, same number of terms here, x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 I'll take, whole to the power of 6 I'll take. Nothing will happen. 6 plus 4 minus 1 c 4 minus 1 is, here you can write 9c3. How much? 9, 8, 7, 1, 2, 3. 3 is a, this is 4 is a, This is 4 into 21, that is 84 terms are there. Like this we can find the number of terms. Okay, we'll move on to the next one, coefficient of this one. Sir, one most important point you have to remember. Here, I don't know the formula right now. I would like to tell you here how to do this. Let us treat this one as binomial, right? And you target the last one, z to the power of r. So you will get here, you can write like this. What is that? NCR, see NCR. What is now ax plus by whole to the power of n minus r, and the last one is cz to the power of r. What I know in binomial, writing the general term. I wrote the general term only here. Now you see, for that NCR, for this one also I can write general term, but this one please keep this point in the mind. So I am going to target y, power q is there. So that I can write as n minus r cq ax to the power of n minus r minus q by to the power of q, and here cz to the power of r. Now I would like to simplify. What is that? See, n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial, and whereas here n minus r factorial by n minus r minus q factorial and q factorial, and this is ax to the power of n minus r minus q by to the power of q, okay, and cz to the power of r. We got it. After cancelling this, one rule is there. In binomial also I told to you that, in right from the beginning, right sir, in any expansion you take down sum of the variables, okay, you pick up any term, sum of the variables must be equal to the exponent of the given binomial. Okay, sum of the variable I said, that is wrong, sum of the exponents of variable, right? You take any term, the sum of the powers of the exponent, okay, sum of the powers of the variables must be equal to exponent of the given, even though it may exist for binomial, In binomial, sum of the exponents, I say that any term you take down, damn sure, whatever the time you take down here, any number of variables are there, you just add the exponents of the variable, it should be equal to the given exponent of the binomial. The same rule is applicable for multinomial also. So that means p plus q plus r must be equal to n. If this exists, then you can write n factorial by r factorial. This is what p factorial, this is q factorial. And here ax to the power of p, by to the power of q, cz to the power of r. Right. Now, what is that? Coefficient of, now you can say that coefficient of x to the power of p, y to the power of q, z to the power of r is what? N factorial by r factorial, p factorial, q factorial, a to the power of p, b to the power of q, c to the power of r. Like this we are going to find. Okay, like this we are going to find. Okay, generalized way of representing this multinomial theorem to find coefficient like this, sir. If n is a positive integer, x1, x2, x3, so on, xk are what? Number of terms, all real number or complex numbers, you can say that. Or then you can write like this, whole to the power of n means in this way we are representing. One thing very clear, whatever I highlighted here, these alpha 1, alpha 2 are what? Non-negative integers, compulsory it is. Okay, it is non-negative integers, and the sum of those two must be equal to the exponent of the given multinomial. Then we can. So now you see here 3 examples I have taken here. But take this very clearly, I can say that just while doing this one you check it out. Here, sorry, this must be what? 10. Now you can write here directly 10 factorial by 3 factorial, 4 factorial, 3 factorial, because x, y, z is there clearly distinct. Now what to do here? 2 to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 4 and 4 to the power of 3. Yes. Simplify, you will get the result over it. Depends on the option you simplify. Now in the case of this one, you see here 10 factorial divided by, this is 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 factorial, but coefficient is 1 to the power of 4 minus 1 to the power of 3. Here 1 square, and this is minus 1 to the power of 1. Like this is there. You simplify, you will get the result. Whereas here also same case, 18 factorial divided by 18 factorial, 4 factorial, 4 factorial. Now you just think about this. This is not correct. This is not correct. Why? This one is not matched with this one. Okay, suppose if it is 6, then it is correct. right? If now you may have a doubt here, what happened here if the sum of this one is not equal to the exponent of the one? Such term never exists. Simple. What is the coefficient of that one? Means 0. Never exists, leave it. Okay, if option are given like that, 0 is there, you just mark 0, that's enough. Okay, now I would like to tell you another way here. See here, I have taken here one more. The coefficient of a cube, b to the power of 4, c to the power of 5 I have given. Okay, he has given here. This we have to find. But while adding this one, what is going to happen? You see here, 9 plus 3, 12. But here power is 6. Don't say that such term never exists. Why? Our given terms are different than this. They are not A, B, C. A plus B plus C is there? No, sir. The terms are entirely different. So be careful here. Be careful here. Product of BC is one term, product of CA is another term, product of AB is another term is there. So whereas here ABC has given like this. So after writing BC, CA, AB, their powers, that should be equal to what? 6, not the individual one. That is the difference is there. That's why, how to do here? Yeah, we can write like this. No problem at all. We can write 6 factorial divided by P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. We don't know this. Let us assume like this. What do you have to write? BC to the power of P, CA to the power of Q, and AB to the power of R. We wrote like this. Now, furtherly, 6 factorial by P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. We are supposed to find P, Q, R. Yeah. Now, B to the power of, what is that? P plus R. C to the power of P plus Q. A to the power of Q plus R. Now, these are equal to, now you see here, P plus R is equal to 4. P plus Q is equal to 5 and Q plus R is equal to 3, sir. I compared with this one. A power, na? B power, C power means I compare with that one. Now, while adding this all, what happened here? 2 times of P plus Q plus R is equal to, now you just check it out here now, how much you are getting now? 8 plus 2, 12. Now you see here, P plus Q plus R is equal to 6. Got it? Yes, the rule is rule, sir. Whatever it may be, the rule is rule. Now you see here, what is the value of that individual value if you want to find? Say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this one is 4 is there. Right? It is very clear. Now you see this one. Here from 1 and 2. From 1 and 4, if you take 1 and 4, P plus R is there, you will get Q. Q is equal to what? 2 you will get. If you take 2 and 4, you will get what? R is equal to 1 you will get. And if you take 3 and 4, you will get P is equal to 3. So it is very clear. Now what is the coefficient? Yeah, you can write the coefficient here now. After getting this one, we can write the coefficient now. It is very clear for us. See here, it can be written as what? 6 factorial divided by 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 factorial. Like this we are going to solve the question. See here, one of the best one here. The same as it is. I have taken only one variable here. If it is one variable is there, suppose if he has given like this, the expansion is in this form, then the rule is in this way. That anyhow, sum of the coefficient is what? Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. That is what is should be equal to the exponent of the given multinomial. And also this rule is going to be satisfied here. What is R? The coefficient of x to the power of R. If you want to find that R should be equal to this one. Right? You see how we are going to find this one. See, very simple. What we have to write? 10 factorial. 1, 2, 3 are there. Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. Yeah. You can write here. Right. Alpha 1 factorial. Alpha 2 factorial. Alpha 3 factorial. Rather than alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, it is easy for me because already I started with PQR. That's why I want to take PQR. So P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. Now 1 to the power of P, 3x to the power of Q and minus 2x cube whole to the power of R. Same as it is. Nothing is changed. Now finally, you can write here. Sigma is there. No problem. What is the meaning of this one? Same as it is. I am writing here. Sigma. So 10 factorial. Rather than just I change instead of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, I wrote here PQR. Nothing. So here P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. 1 to the power of P, 3 to the power of Q, minus 2 to the power of R, x to the power of Q plus 3R we are getting. Q plus 3R. And I think this one is one of the easiest way of finding the required one. What is the required one? Coefficient of x to the power of 7. That means this 7 should be equal to Q plus 3R. q plus 3r. Now we are going to find p, q and r values. See here how we are going to find. You see this one. Suppose if I substitute r is equal to this, okay, r is equal to 0, then q becomes what? 7. But sum should be, you know very well that p plus q plus r must be what? Equal to 10. So when it is this, then p become what? 3 directly. Now you take down r is equal to 1, you take down. If I take r is equal to 1, here we will have what? 3. 3 means it will become what? 4. Total 5, p become what? 5. Now you take down 6. That means 2, not 6, 2. R is equal to 2. If you take, here it is 6. Then q become what? 1. Then it will be like this. Right. Now if you take r is equal to something 3, it become 9. So q cannot be negative. I said that non-negative. You see here, non-negative integers. These are non-negative, not negative. So that means here afterwards nothing is going to be exist. How many terms are exist? 3. Those 3 terms we have to write over here. That is the required answer. How? You see here, 10 factorial divided by, now 3 factorial, 7 factorial, 1 factorial, 1 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 7, minus 2 to the power of 1, plus again 10 factorial, because I wrote this one, first one is what? 0 is there, na? Okay, sorry, 0 you have to write, no problem, whatever is there we have to write. So 5 factorial, 4 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 to the power of 5, 3 to the power of 4, minus 2 to the power of, okay, minus 2 to the power of 1, minus 2 to the power of 1 it is. So 0, next one 1, 5, 4, 1, this is completed. We completed this one, and now last one is there. What is that? 10 factorial divided by, then 7 factorial, 1 factorial and 2 factorial, that is 1 to the power of 7, 3 to the power of 1, minus 2 to the power of 2. After, okay, this is the coefficient of x to the power of 7. Like this we are going to find. Okay, like this we are going to find. After simplifying this, you will get the answer. Right? You see that given option, depends on given options you simplify. Okay, now you see here, we came to the last point of multinomial theorem. You see, greatest coefficient in multinomial. How to find greatest coefficient? So this is the multinomial is given. The greatest coefficient is this one. Now here, if the multinomial is given, greatest coefficient like this we are getting. When? Why? You see here I wrote clearly, where q is a coefficient, r is a remainder, when n is divided by k. When n is divided by k, that is what? K n is there, some you multiply here something q answer, let us say like this, qn, here nq, the remainder is some r. If these are like this, then we can use this formula. Yeah, I want to take one problem here. Yes, I would like to take one example. You see here, one example I have taken, the greatest coefficient in the expansion of this. What exactly we want? What is n? N is 15. How many number of terms are there? K, that is what? K is what? 4. Right, you have to divide, what is that? See here, 4 with 15. Right, sir? Here you take down 3, 3 4s are 12. Right, you divide with 4, what happened here now? Like this we are getting. Right, 3 and 3 we are getting. Now I think it is very clear. So directly you can draw now greatest coefficient. Greatest coefficient means it is according to the formula 15 factorial, you see here q. Q is what? This is q, this is r. Q factorial, 3 factorial to the power of k. K means what? 4. 4 minus r. R is what? 3. Now q plus 1, 3 plus 1 factorial whole to the power of r. R is what? 3. Like this. So finally 15 factorial, 3 factorial and here 4 factorial whole cube. You are getting here like this. The greatest coefficient in multinomial we can find like this. Yeah, one more point here. You just concentrate. Sometime well, in binomial theorem they may ask this type of questions also. For that you should know this 3 points and it will be helpful for you. It looks like binomial. You see here multinomial a naught, a1x, a2x, so on, am whole to the power of n. You see that mn. Okay, this power and n. In the expansion we may have what? Mn term. Right. Whatever it may be the power mn, we will get it here. Now the sum of the coefficient is, you see, it looks like that. Now if you want to find for this multinomial sum of the coefficient, just you substitute 1. Whatever you will get, that is your answer. Now another one is, if you want odd powers or even powers you want to find, See, odd sum of the coefficient of odd powers of x. See here, even powers means this a0, a2, a4 like this. Okay, and odd powers means here this is x1 is there. The next one is x here x a1 into x is there, na? So a1 is odd, coefficient of odd power of x. Now next one is a3 x cube is there, that's why a3. So a1 a3 like that you will get it here. So in other words, if you want, I can write here simply. See, that is, I said it to you like this: a0 plus a2 plus so on. This is nothing but f of 1 plus f of minus 1 by 2. Even, right? Odd means a1 plus a3 plus so on. Finite term, not infinite, it is finite, right? F of 1 f of minus 1 divided by 2. So now here by taking one example I would like to explain. You see here one example I have taken here: 1 plus x plus 2x square whole to the power of 8. The expansion you know very well. Actually we are supposed to write here a0 a1 etc etc, but here 1 is there, that's why he wrote here. You see that a0 is there, directly we are writing here 1 expansion is given in this form. Now he is asking here what are the values of this. This is nothing but sum of the coefficient or not. Yeah, what do you have to do here? If you consider that f of x is equal to 1 plus x minus 2x square whole to the power of 8, then what I said it to that f of 1. F of 1 means what? 1 plus 1 minus 2 whole to the power of 8. This is 0 you are getting. Right? Sum is what? 0 you are getting here now. Now the next one is, what I said it to that now, f of 1 plus f of 2. Right? F of 1 plus f of minus 1. If you substitute minus 1, what is going to happen? See this one. What is going to happen here if you substitute minus 1? Here 1 minus 1. Here minus 2. This is minus 1 whole square whole to the power of 8. So 2 to the power of 8 you are getting. Right? 2 to the power of 8 you are getting here now. So now here even a0, a2 etc. What is that? F of 1 plus f of minus 1 divided by 2. That is, here 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 means 2 to the power of 7 you are getting. Right? 2 to the power of 7 you are getting over here. Right? See this one very clearly. The next one is here odd. a1, a3, a3. That means what here? F of 1 minus f of minus 1 divided by 2 is there. So the value of this one 0 minus 2 to the power of 7 divided by 2. Minus 2 to the power of not 7, it is 8. 2 to the power of 7 you are getting here like this. Yeah, you see this one. Here ak is equal to like this he has given. So when he has given like this, what is the meaning of this? See sir, how we are going to solve this question means, actually this is also multinomial only, for n is there. How to write? a0 plus a1x plus a2x square. This is the way of writing this one. What is that? X square is there, 2 into n, 2n, till 2n terms you have to write x to the power of 2n. This is the way of expansion. Now while writing this one, but actually we want to get this one. So what to do here? How to do? Very simple. See here, when we'll get this one too? After differentiating. See here, differentiating with respect to x. Now n into 1 plus x square whole to the power of n minus 1, the internal derivative 2x plus 1 we are getting here. This is 0, a1 and here a2 2x like this, a3 3x square. So on plus, see, so on plus a2n, 2n next to the power of 2n minus 1 you can write. Now actually we want to get the what? Coefficient only. So that x is equal to 1 you substitute, n into 1 plus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1 and 2 plus 1 here. We got it here. a1 plus 2a2, okay, plus 3a3, so on plus 2n, a2n, we got it. Now what is the answer here? N into 3 to the power of, this is also 3. So n will get a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 plus so on 2n, a2n. Now here you see this one. While solving this problem, this multinomial I use here differentiation. Differentiate with respect to x I said. Now in the next class we would like to discuss when to use differentiation, when to use integration. Okay, what are the circumstances? Those all things we'll discuss. Okay, thank you guys.